Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 33. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released October 16th, 2013, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time number 21. It doesn't matter how many episodes or issues you've got your hands on for Adventure Time, there will always be something new and amazing waiting for you behind every corner. This comic is a great read for all ages, and it's not just for the fans of the show, but seriously, who isn't a fan? It's a great comic about fans in a fanatical world with adventures, lessons, and sometimes princess farts. Next, we've got Clive Barker's Hellraiser The Dark Watch number 9. As the wars between Hells heat up, Elliot Spencer's new role in the battle is revealed, while Tiffany tries to figure out where she fits in the New World Order. We've also got Imagine Agents number 1 of 4, Why We Love It. Brian Joyner's story is one of wit, originality, and heart, complemented by imaginative and lovable art by Bakken. Why You'll Love It. Big action and bigger fun in the vein of Men in Black and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, with the dash of chew. What it's about? Ever try to wrangle an illiterate 30-foot-tall rock monster away from his 5-year-old best friend, or calm down a 400-pound muscle man ragdoll during her daily temper tantrum? For Dave and Terry, it's all in a day's work. As agents of Imagine, they're responsible for keeping your imaginary friends in line. Little they know that 6-year-old Elliot and his best friend, Vertilger, are about to be entangled in a plan to change everything. We've also got regular show number 4. Don't miss the final issue of this crazy golf cart ride to Monarch. Mordecai and Rigby's quest for cool drinks finally comes to a close. Will they be able to get into the party? Will the cool drinks be enough for Cool Frog? And we've got Six Gun Gorilla number 5 of 6. It's a Weird West showdown like you've never seen before. Six Gun Gorilla faces off against the sadistic four-armed bounty hunter Aukenbraun in a dust-up for the ages. And while the battle rages, Blue discovers that he was brought to the blister for a reason, and his seemingly inconsequential quest is anything but. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got B.P.R.D. Hell on Earth number 112. As Liz flees the monster-filled hospital, her conscience kicks in and she thinks of everyone she left behind at the mercy of the Mad Doctor. She has to return to save them, but what can she do when she remains powerless? Can she find the fire again? Next, we've got Baltimore, the Infernal Train number 2 of 3. When Baltimore and Duvik find themselves fighting side by side against a plague of vampires, our heroes captured and taken to a weird ritual where a witch plans to feed him to the ancient undead. We've also got Bloodhound, Crowbar Medicine number 1 of 5. Travis Clevenger may not have superpowers, but he can put a beat down on anyone who does. Consulting with the FBI in exchange for release from prison, Clive is getting his life together when a rogue superhuman's destructive rampage and a scientist's response shock the nation, leading to Clive's biggest case yet. Next, we've got Brain Boy number 2. Ambushed while protecting an important foreign dignitary, Matt Price, aka Brain Boy, finds himself wrapped up in political intrigue when an assassination plot that could derail a key United Nations conference sets Brain Boy on a collision course with a man whose mental powers rival his own. Get ready for the psychic smackdown over the streets of New York City. We've also got Buzzkill number 2 of 4. Ruben's attempt at a 12-step recovery stalls before it begins as an army of supervillains, led by his old nemesis Brutal Juice, assembles against him. But the alcohol-fueled superhero won't give up yet, and before this blood-soaked issue is through, one of them will recognize a higher power. Next, we've got Conan the Barbarian number 21 by Brian Wood. A twisted religious order targets the heathens Conan and Belit, who flee with a relic of immeasurable value. Mad warrior monks pursue the couple across a maze-like landscape, cutting off every avenue of escape. With no other options, Belit looks to the mysterious item, hoping to find some salvation within. We've also got Shoot First number 1 of 4. The secular, humanist, occult obliteration task force, defending humanity against angels, demons, and a bunch of other crap Shoot doesn't believe in. And we've got Strain, The Fall number 4. As a full-fledged war breaks out in Harlem, Gus's heavily armed gang and an old luchador let the master know they won't give up their city without one hell of a fight. It's an all-out vampire brawl. Elsewhere, Fett makes a groundbreaking discovery about the vampires as F makes a fateful decision about his role in the ongoing battle survival, coming to the FX network in 2014. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Dark Shadows number 21. In the fight against the soulless Barnabas Collins and his vampire army, how far will Nicholas Blair go to change the horrible future glimpsed in far-off 1984? Could his decision lead the Collins clan into an even darker future, or will his actions be too late to save a trusted ally? Next, we've got Dejah Thoris and the Green Men of Mars number 7 of 12. Things are closing in on an exhausted and traumatized Dejah Thoris as she tries to keep the fragile helium Thark piece from blowing up. Every move she makes seems to bring disaster closer. and a former suitor may expose her abduction by Tharks, whose leader now backs violent rebels who will never bow to Tarkis. We've also got Grimm number 6. Nick's quest to destroy the coins of Zakynthos comes to a smashing end. Still reeling from a devastating betrayal, the gang finds himself facing staggering odds and the fiercest creature they've ever encountered. Next, we've got Jennifer Blood number 32, the second tale in the Blood Legacy arc. Her world fell apart when her father was brutally murdered by a member of his own family, and now she knows the only way to survive is to fight back. But this is not the story of Jennifer Blood. This is the story of Vivian, 12-year-old daughter of Nicholas Bloot, Jen's uncle. Next, we've got King's Watch number 2 of 5. The Adventures of Flash Gordon the Phantom and Mandrake the Magician continue by Jeff Parker and Mark Lamming. The nightmares from space keep coming. Flash Gordon sees an alien hell, and now people are being murdered over the mystery behind the King's Watch. Reporter Dale Arden tracks down the secret of Professor Zarkov's scientific triumph, exposing him to the cult of the Cobra. Only the magician knows what horror is really coming for the world, and that humanity hangs on what the Phantom will do. We've also got the Shadow number 18. All the mysteries will be solved as the Shadow and the Light face one another in a final confrontation high above the streets of New York. 2 knights, each dedicated to a very different moral code in a duel to the death. We've also got Shadow Green Hornet Dark Knights number 4 of 5. Scientist Nikola Tesla's new death ray is in Shirwan Khan's hands, but for it to become fully operational, Khan must access the massive power contained in the Shadow's own Girasol, uncovering its secret origin in the process. It's life or death for Tesla, President Roosevelt, and for New York as the Shadow, the Green Hornet, and Kato descend on the city, prepared to incur the wrath of Khan. Next, we've got Spider Annual 2013. The Spider unleashes a one-man war on the criminals of New York City, but this relentless pursuit triggers unintended consequences. Already approaching his breaking point, the Spider comes under fire from an elite squad of assassins sent from a mysterious enemy. Injured and on the run, the Spider will once again learn why he's so good at what he does, regardless if the price is a price even he can't afford. And we've got Warlord of Mars, Dejah Thoris number 30. The sides are drawn and the final battle begins. The forces of Helium collide with Yorn and his machine men in a battle that will determine the fate of Barsoom. Meanwhile, Dejah Thoris struggles with a fateful decision that could turn the tide of battle, but only at a great cost. The conclusion of the Machine Men arc. From IDW Publishing, we've got G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 195. The countdown to 200 starts here. The situation in Sierra Gordo continues to escalate as G.I. Joe touches down and prepares for action. But with former G.I. Joe member Grunt in the hands of a rebel faction, can G.I. Joe beat the clock and pull off the rescue before it's too late? You're in for a real nail-biter in G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 195. Next, we've got Star Trek Con number 1 of 5. Shall we begin? Don't miss this all-new miniseries event overseen by Star Trek Into Darkness writer-producer Roberto Orci. Witness the shocking origin of Khan Noonien Singh from his deadliest years through his rise to power during the epic eugenics wars. Behold the events that led to his escape from Earth aboard the Botany Bay. Learn the truth behind his reawakening by Admiral Marcus in Section 31. It's the origin of Star Trek's greatest villain, only from IDW. We've also got Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 22. More Than Meets the Eye, the movie. When the Autobots set off on their mission to find the Knights of Cybertron, Rodimus gives Rewind a simple instruction: film everything. The result is a documentary that will forever change your perception of life on board the Lost Light. Discover Rung's secret, meet the greatest Autobot of all time, and learn what Skids really got up to on Hedonia. And we've got X-Files Season 10, number 5, Believers, Part 5 of 5, the sense-shattering conclusion. Reunited at last, Mulder and Scully pursue the Deacon deep beneath the surface of Yellowstone National Park. Also in pursuit are the telltale black helicopters of the FBI. But are they friend or foe? From Image Comics, we've got Bushido number 3 of 5, Vampires in Feudal Japan. Kichiro is an outsider in feudal Japan, lacking the Japanese blood that would allow him to become a samurai. Kichiro must fulfill his dreams of serving his shogun in a less traditional manner, by eliminating every foreign supernatural threat that rears its fangs. This Halloween month, treat yourself to an issue of Bushido each Wednesday. All 5 issues of Top Cows and Heroes and Villains Entertainment latest series will be released in October. Next, we've got Invincible number 106 with the simple solicit, Who's Stronger? We've also got Morning Glories number 33 with the solicit, Distance. And we've got Nowhere Men number 6 with the solicit, Thinking the Unthinkable. Next, we've got Sheltered number 4. Victoria and Haley find themselves hunted, their only salvation the trappings of a bunker. Lucas's true colors begin to show as he takes deadly measures to maintain control of the survivors. We've also got Thief of Thieves number 17, Caravaggio, Picasso, Van Gogh. It's time for these legends to get acquainted with the real master, Redmond. But is even he daring enough to steal from the Mafia? Next, we've got Whispers number 6 of 6. After his journey through hell, Sam is able to untangle reality from fiction and discover the shocking truth about his powers. But when he confronts the source, will he be able to discover the truth about himself? It all ends here in the dramatic conclusion of Whispers. And we've got Zero number 2, an opulent skyscraper party full of terrorists looking for fresh funding. Edward Zero is about to sabotage it big time, and then the skyscraper starts to vanish bit by bit, so maybe he should look into that first. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Bloodshot and Hardcore number 15. Post-corporate warfare just got a whole lot deadlier. Trapped in an enemy stronghold, Bloodshot has been broken, dismantled piece by piece, nanite by nanite by the Harbinger Foundation's most disturbed minds. But when Bloodshot's signal goes dark, who can the Black Ops military contractor known as Rising Spirit bring in to recover their most expensive soldier? Time to call in Hardcore. And we've got X-O Man of War number 18. Toward the future, toward unity. With his nation-state of Dacia fortified in the eastern Hungary, X-O Man of War has bent the world to his will, but he will not stand unopposed. With the assembled forces of the United Nations and NATO primed to assail the newly founded homeland of the Visigoth people, the man inside the indestructible Man of War armor is about to find himself more vulnerable than ever, and with everything he holds dear on the threshold of a terrible turning point for the Valiant universe. Out in trades this week, we've got Mind the Gap Volume 3, Out of Bodies, trade paperback. L. Peterson Must Die. Long live L. Peterson. The history and the truth of what Jairus and its connection to L are exposed. With the memories of what put her in the coma returned, L faces the greatest decision ever. Life, death, or forever stay in the garden. She has only moments to decide, and what she does will not only shock you, but will change the course of everything. Collects Mind the Gap number 11 through 15. And we've got Bloodshot Volume 3, Harbinger Wars trade paperback. In the deserts outside Las Vegas, Bloodshot is banded together with Project Rising Spirit's most dangerous escapees. But when the Harbinger Wars erupt all around them, can he shape these superpowered children into a force for good, or are they too far gone? He'll have to find out the hard way as the opposing forces of PRS and the Harbinger Foundation descend on all sides, bringing about a crucible the likes of which the Valiant universe has never seen. Collecting Bloodshot number 10 through 13 by acclaimed writer Dwayne Swarzynski and legendary artist Barry Kitson. Jump headlong into the uncompromising action of Valiant's first crossover event right here with an all-new standalone story arc that will redefine the weapon, know the soldier, know the hero, known only as Bloodshot. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.